What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Game of Thrones player's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Perfect Effect Mega Doragon. I figure since our Beast Wars conversation on Saturday, it was only appropriate to follow up with a Beast Wars review from Perfect Effect. This was sent to me by John Garinger. Big shout out to him. He has a YouTube channel as well. Give him a look. He does some rants and a few discussion videos as well, so there's a good chance you might find something you like over there. He sent this my way, asked if I want to take a look at it. I said definitely, so here it is. This guy doesn't come with really accessories as much as he comes with gimmicks, but let's go ahead and look at those real quick. He comes with an alternate face sculpt. This just plugs out and plugs in, so to speak, and we have the bluish, silverish paint on the face, the white paint on the teeth, and the yellow paint on the crest. And he's got a big old smile, big old cheese. Harvey face, scary face. He also comes with a dragon tail. We have a translucent piece down this end that gets very thin, so use caution. I'm gonna use extra caution because I don't want to break another one of his toys. Ball peg here, ball peg, ball peg, ball peg, ball peg, ball peg, ball peg. Oh, these two are connected. These two are connected, and then another ball peg. Now, obviously, this is for dragon mode, but you can plug it into the back of the head of the figure, right in there. But we're not going to do that because this figure's already back heavy with the wings, so there's no sense in just adding extra problems for us to look at. We can pretty much consider the wings themselves a gimmick, as they plug in, they come separately in the box, they just slide onto those rails right here. We're going to take them off and look at one. So it slides in here, obviously. We have this gunmetal paint here, and then some black metallic paint here and here, some green paint, which looks good, and the gold on the wings here, and we have the translucent plastics. And it's a very impressive wingspan. Unfortunately, it makes him very back heavy as well, but it's a very impressive wingspan. Now, the sword actually comes free of it, which is why I say it's more of a gimmick. And then he can hold this as well with no real problem. Now, it also comes with this thing on the side of his arm. You can store the alternate face inside of it, and then you can close this up as well if you'd like. Or you can just take it out and put it in the box. But either way, it comes with that, and then this collapses a bit as well. He has the dragon arm, but if you don't like that, you can open this up and then collapse the dragon arm a bit and sort of sandwich it all together, which will give you access, if you put this upright, to another hand that has the same articulation as the previous hand. But so it has that option. It's up to you. These are also removable as well. And now let's talk about the figure. So you can raise this up a bit and see all that paint inside. We have the red paint on the eyes, we have the gold paint on the sides, we have the bluish, silverish paint on the face, and it looks fantastic. I think I just said face. And then we have the gold paint here, orange translucent there, the gunmetal there, and there. It's tremendous. The head is on a swivel, and there is, I think, yes, a hinge as well. So we can look up. You don't get much more down out of him, a little bit, but he can turn his head, look up, down, etc. I think that's the way to go with Masterpiece style figures anyway. So moving on to the torso, we have this gold here, we have the red metallic paint there, we have silver paint accents all around, gunmetal accents all around, more of the bluish silverish paint there. And a waist swivel that's tight like a tiger. There is an ab crunch as well, just that much forward. I don't know if you get it. Let's see. Yeah, you get it when it's straight on as well. Then we have the shoulders, which as you can see are hinged inside the chest, and then they're ratcheted here, and then they're ratcheted here as well. Using all three pieces, you can move the arm up almost straight up in the air. You can also spin it around. No problem. The only issue is that the shoulder pad is attached to the back of the figure, which is not the way to do business. The shoulder pad should be attached to the shoulder. It will always allow more versatility for the shoulder. We have a bicep swivel. We have an elbow that gets you on a single hinge, 90 degrees, so that's nice. More of the metallic red paint down on the forearm as well as the gold. And then we have a wrist swivel. The thumb is on a swivel. The index finger is on a base pin knuckle with then one more additional hinge, yes. And then the other fingers are on the same base pin knuckle, and then they share another pin knuckle at the second knuckle. So that's all well and good. No issues. We do have to talk about the other arm a bit because it is different. These you can swivel for the sake of aesthetics, if that interests you at any point. We have that blue, gray, metallic. It looks fantastic. It's a beautiful color they've chose. And then we have this articulation down here in the dragon. So we got a little bit of wiggle there. We got a ball peg here, and then another ball peg at the base of the dragon head. The dragon head itself has this maroon metallic as well as the red metallic paint, and then the gold paint accents along the tusks and teeth. Not on the bottom teeth though, interestingly enough, and then black and yellow paint around the eyes, and then it does open up to a ridiculous degree that will always probably look cool. Moving on. We have hinges here that will allow you to get the waist flaps out of the way, and the same on the back side. We have universal joints for hips, and let's see what we can do. Ratchet it out to pretty much the full Van Damme. I say we give it to him. Ratchet it forward and back as well for a good bit front, not a whole lot back, and I think that's fine. Thigh swivel is built around the bottom of the universal as it should be. We have some gold and gunmetal paint there. We have the red metallic on the side. We have some gold accents on the thighs. We have a soft ratcheted knee on a single hinge. Yes. That gets you at least 90 degrees. And then we have a ton of the metallic paints down around the foot and ankle with gunmetal, gold, silver, and red. Really, really, really well done, paint-wise. And then we have the ankles. We have an ankle rocker, a classic rocker with a pretty great range. And let's see, there's a tilt that's ratcheted. Ratcheted ankle tilt down. Maybe a slight one up. Yeah, I'd say one click. Then you have this back piece here, this claw, DuPont claw maybe? I don't know, what am I, a veterinarian of dragons? In the back, and then a toe hinge in the front. And then it cleans up, I'd say, relatively well for what it is. You got to put the dragon arms and stuff somewhere. And then obviously the wings make it a bit more impressive as well. Size comparison wise, there it is with MP Megatron. So it's a big fella. Let's get him transformed. So peel the head back. That didn't feel good. And just get that out of the way. And then you can flip the arms down and sort of extend them. These become obviously the dragon arms, and get them out of the way. Disconnect these side panels that form his flank, and this will allow you to get the chest up and out of the way as well. Flip the shoulder pads up and out of the way, and then rotate at the bicep 180 degrees so that everything is sitting, I guess, on the inside. Now you then want to take the forearm back around to the opposite side while keeping the elbow bent backward. And with this extended, you want to make a fist with this hand and tuck it up inside of the kind of shell here. And actually you want this facing the other way. And you can tuck in the blade too, just to kind of get it out of the way while you're at it. And then tuck that hand inside. So then you have to kind of position this around to make this the back of the dragon using the shoulder articulation, and it's a little bit tricky, and this will notch into a piece in there that I'm not trying to force. You then need to take the backpack, which is on a double hinge, up and over, and then just sort of manipulate this so that that peg goes inside of that chest cavity there. And then you need to rotate the dragon head around so that you can then maneuver these shoulders while trying to keep this together, and it is a huge pain to try to get this piece up and over and into the slots and position in the back without causing much damage. I am going to do the best I can, but what a nightmare. Whew. So I just got it, and it has to be a very specific way. Bring this piece around and cover down on the flank, and do the same with this piece over, and then you can bring the dragon arms around and stick them in. I am not applying any more pressure to this thing than I already have. Good night, and you just sort the arms appropriately. Lift your hip flaps up, bring your hip all the way up, and then bend down at this secondary joint. So hip flap up, hip all the way up, man, this one is stubborn. Oh my God, dude. And there it is. Lift up this flap here, and then bend the foot down. Bring the dragon foot down. Same on the other side. This flap comes up. This comes down. Dragon oh my God. Dragon foot down. Ugh. And then stick his head in his. Now I'm sure that there's a better way to do this, but I am tired of fighting with this thing, and I honestly don't care. So it's just gonna have to do like this. And there it is. And I can tell you, it is not worth it to get here. What a pain. Like the dragon arms and stuff all move. The articulation you're seeing on everything else, because it's just the wings, the tail, pretty much the same legs. So you have a ball peg here that swivels around. So you'll be able to get it out to the side and around. No bicep swivel. You do get an elbow that gets you the full range. And then it does get a little bit of a grip. No swivel. And there's no reason why it shouldn't have a swivel, but it doesn't. And there's a size comparison for you. It's big, it's pretty, but it sucks to get here. I can't believe there's a third mode I have to go to. Let's get through it. Collapse and turn up. Collapse and turn up. Collapse your little pieces here and here. And then the legs come all the way around, and this peg here goes into that notch there. And let's see what we can do. And again. And there it is. It kind of rolls. I guess you get this claw maybe out of it. No, it's just it's absurd. Look, Tiger Tracks. This feels much more like a fan mode than it does an actual third mode. I don't think much of it at all. At least it doesn't totally suck to get to it, but it's not necessarily fun either. The negatives really are, the engineering is ridiculous. Like, it's not fun, it's not intuitive, it's counterintuitive a lot of the times, it's not enjoyable. It's not that it's challenging in the sense that, like, G Creations Optimus was challenging. It's just frustrating because it's so absurd. The other big issue I have is that it's not a well-balanced action figure. Once you put the wings on, you're pretty much done. You're gonna be playing a balancing act for the rest of your display career in order to get it to pose properly. This doesn't feel like the Perfect Effect I once knew. It's like it has constantly been slipping from the precedent it once set with the Fort Max. We got the Lion Optimus, and that was good, but then ever since then, like the Ape Optimus is good, but it just felt kind of like less. This feels much more like that than it does like the Lion or Fort Max. But at least with the Ape one, the engineering was fun. This has all the negative elements of the Ape one, being the materials, the build, and the kind of feel of it, where they kind of set a high precedent with a very almost Gundam feel with their first two releases. But then it also has the engineering issues that plagued its first release, where it was more complicated than enjoyable. And once again, complicated is probably the bad choice of words, but more frustrating than enjoyable. As for the positives, it's a beautiful sculpt. There's tons of paint. It's very impressive in terms of display presence if you can get it balanced. It's a beautiful looking figure, and it's articulated well. And that's where it stops. It's not a recommend from me, but if you really love this representation of this character, I think if you get it out of box and pose it once and kind of be done with it, that you'll ultimately get by. I just think there's a lot better stuff out there to spend your money on personally. I feel like John Garinger wanted me to break this because I got close. I'm pretty sure I got close, but it made it through. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.